Veazey. I'm the Associate Project Director for Alaska EPSCoR, and I work in the West Ridge Research Building.
Werb.
And
you're down here at AGU. Is it your first time coming down here?
You know, the last time I was at AGU was 20 years ago when I was working on a master's degree and presenting my research on sea ice data. And since then I've had some kids and done some other projects, so I'm back 20 years later.
How has it changed? This is just a personal question. Like, how has it changed since 20 years ago? It must be quite like a time lapse.
Oh, it is. It's amazing. 20 years ago I thought, oh, this, 5,000 people at this workshop, this is a huge thing, and now it's, 25,000, so the size is dramatically increased. San Francisco's turned into a different town. My advisor is now working in the White House. I mean, the whole, it's just been a little bit surreal.
So you're down here presenting for some information. What are you talking about?
So I'm talking about how to develop data visualization and how to build capacity at a university system, and specifically talking about the project that we have called Decision Theater North, which is something that myself and my team are very excited about, and talking about just all of the capabilities that go into creating something like that, like thinking about what your data looks like and how to present it to people and working with people and solving complex problems, specifically in the Arctic, but there's now a network of decision theaters around the country that can connect to each other.
So you have been a hard scientist, you've been in the field, you've done the research, and now you're working on ways to communicate that with people. What is the big obstacle between a scientist who collects the data and a policymaker who has to use that data to make decisions?
Well, I think there's lots of challenges, but I think ultimately scientists are really interested in getting the information that they collect to people to be used. And scientists are good at doing a very specific kind of communication, and that's publishing in journals and being rewarded for that kind of communication. But at a broader sense, I think we can make it easier for people to talk about the information that they're gathering, to talk about the knowledge that they're developing, and that's the whole point of a university. Decision Theater is a facility that we've developed that can help bridge different groups together in kind of a thoughtful way. So we're thinking about how people are presenting data and what their data visualizations look like so they can be accessed easily by lots of different people. And that's not dumbing it down, it's thinking thoughtfully about how information is presented. And having a space where people outside the university or groups within the university can come and talk about information and address these complex problems that our state is facing is really one of the main goals of Decision Theater North.
And I've been in the Decision Theater, and it's great. There's a nice little horseshoe set of tables, many screens set up. So it must be nice to be able to sit face to face between a researcher and a policymaker and just sort of hash it out, talk it out, get to the nitty gritty.
It is. It's been interesting to watch groups come to Decision Theater and go through exercises together. I feel like there are different kinds of conversations that are developed there, and our group is really interested to do some research on that part of it, those dynamics that are happening within the groups of people in front of the screen. One thing that's unique about Decision Theater is that you have access to lots of information, and the whole group has access to a lot of information on the screens at the same time, and those conversations tend to be different than if you have a 300-page report in front of you and you're leafing through it and you're having to go back to page 10 because you can't remember what that graph said. So a whole group of people having access to a lot of information and then discussing it in a thoughtful manner through a specific process is leading to kind of different kinds of conversations, and we're really interested in learning more about that.
Why do you want to do this in Fairbanks? You could do this anywhere. Why on the UAF campus?
Well, I live in Fairbanks, and so I think that there are a lot of, our state is going through a lot of changes. The Arctic in particular is going through changes that other people outside of the Arctic are looking to see how we are adapting and dealing with the changes that are in front of us. So I think Fairbanks is a perfect place for this kind of activity and this kind of space. There's a Decision Theater in Tempe, Arizona, and there's a Decision Theater at the McCain Institute in Washington, D.C. So we are now a network of decision theaters, and we can share information and share events between and among these decision theaters. So having an Arctic hub for the Decision Theater Network is really critical right now.